Hey guys, let's talk lashes 101. Sorry for the bouncing. Anyways, so you guys may have already got your lash essentials. It may come in a kit from one of your reps, or it may come like this straight from Moitié. Or you may have gotten OG, which means you have your bond and maybe possibly one of these fantastic magic liners. What's a magic liner? A magic liner is an awesome liner that's also an adhesive bond. So you can use this and it's waterproof and you can use it to adhere your lashes for 12 hours. Totally waterproof, totally reliable. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what OG style means for putting on your lashes. It means we're going to use bond to put on our lashes without primer, and we're not gonna put on the sealant at the end. So hang with me, we're gonna try and do this really quickly. All right, so let's go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to prep my lashes by doing a coat of bond under my lashes because I'm an under applier. I'm gonna go all the way across from one end to the other. If you have very straight lashes, you may want to curl your lashes before applying or application. And so you want to make sure that you're putting on enough on every lash and that your lashes are separated. So you can now see that this one has the lash bond on it. The next thing I do is I take my lashes and I've already separated out the segments. I like to prep mine by putting bond across the top already before I need two hands to do this, but I've showed you right there what it is that I'm doing, putting it right across that top there so that when I go across and along, I am ready to go so that I can do this in a quick Velcro-like motion, because then they're all gonna have gotten a little bit tacky and I can just move right down the line and apply them directly to the underside of my lashes. I'm gonna be using applicators, and there are a few different types of applicators that you can use. I like to use the ones that are non-stick. There are also ones that are considered the Silver Pro. So these are your Silver Pros, and these are your non-stick. All right, so let's get to it. Now I have prepped my lashes by putting, here, I'm just going to use my non-stick to put it there. You can see that I have prepped the lashes and they are all now lined up here and they all have a little bit of bond there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from the outside edge for me, and I'm just going to place it exactly where it goes, making sure that it does not touch the waterline, and release. And there we go. Give it a little tap into place and make sure that you do have enough bond. After each one segment is applied, you're gonna wanna make sure that there is nothing on your clampers so that you can get the next one. You don't wanna waste too much time now, because what I've done is I have already put the adhesive on and the bond onto each of the segments already so that I can move along quite quickly, because I've been doing this for a while. Now, I'm moving down the line here and you can see that they're starting to make a very big difference on my eye already. And I have this final one here, and I'm just gonna go on the inside here, go up and release. You can see if there's, see how it's open, and you can see that I have bond on my clampers, so I'm gonna have to either give those a quick clean, but because of the magic of television, well, or the internet, I'm going to have my backup pair ready, and those ones are absolutely clean. When you're using Pro, you definitely wanna make sure that you're being very safe. Near your eyes, you can see that these ones have sharp tips, and so you can separate and fluff anything that's there. All right, before I clamp these into place to set them, I'm gonna move to the other side. I like to make sure that they're set before I move on, just so that if the glue is not completely dried and the bond is not completely dried, then they're not going to come off. Now, if you do it too early, there's a chance that they could adhere to your clampers. So when you do clamp, and if something clamps or it sort of seems like it's tugging, actually just for illustrative purposes, I'll go in now and do that. You're gonna wanna make sure that you clamp and you roll backwards. So see how it's sort of stuck there, but you wanna roll backwards. So that's what you're gonna wanna do when you're setting those, all right? So when you're putting it in again, you're clamp and you're rolling back. All right, so let's set the other eye. Again, we're gonna be using the bond, OG style. We're putting it on, not using primer. We're using bond as though it were a mascara brush. Going straight onto the lashes, just like this. And then we're going to paint that right onto each of the segments. And then they're gonna be tacky like Velcro, and we're ready to go. So some people like to swipe and other people like to just go direct. For me, I used to swipe and I found that I took a lot longer to do my application, and that also I found that I was just a little bit more finicky with my application. So I now give it a little bit of time while I'm doing it and spend the extra time to apply my bond to all of my lash sets before, and with that extra time, now it's making it tacky so that I really don't need to do that swiping. So now that all of my segments are bonded up, I'm gonna make sure that my clampers are clean, and you can use any sort of felt cloth that you have. You don't want to use tissue or toilet paper because you're going to get lint on there, but you're going to want to go from, again, your outside edge and go under, and you're going to want to go right on your waterline. That's what a swipe would look like versus just putting it onto place. So for me, I like to just set it onto place because then I can look right underneath exactly where the waterline is. And if you guys can see this on camera, then you can see, just pull it back a little bit to know exactly where it's going, and it's just one touch and then release. And so we will go down the line and doing a crossover so you can still use your dominant hand. If you have a hooded lid like I do, sometimes using your other hand to pull back the lid a little bit is also helpful, so it can act as a guide. I find that to be personally helpful for me. And then I'm going to continue making sure that you've got it at an angle that's also going to be helpful for you as you continue, because if it's not on your applicator or your clampers at the right angle, when you go to apply it, it's definitely not going to be at the correct angle, and it just makes it harder if it's your not dominant eye. So again, you just put it in place and release. And then for the last one, and this is my trickiest part, doing the inside edge corner here, putting it in and release. And of course, whenever I say it's the trickiest one for me, it doesn't end up happening. So now that's my trick. I just say it's my hardest one, and then it ends up not being as hard. All right, I just wanted to show you guys that as soon as this dries, it's not sticky at all. It is completely waterproof and smudge free. And so you can use it for your everyday liner. I'm actually gonna use it to line under my eyes just a little bit. And I'm gonna use this to clamp and set my lashes in place here. And I'm gonna come from the inside on this side here and clamp as well. Then I'm gonna come back on this side and clamp again and come from the inside here, because I like to make sure that my insides are nice and adhered. And then tomorrow I can go in, and if you use your clamper, you can go in and hold them into place and then fluff the ends. Or you can do it the opposite way and go like this and use your spoolie, or you can use your Pro Tool and separate the ends, because sometimes it happens to everyone that you get a little extra glue in there, and so you'll just need to comb that out with a spoolie. Nothing you can't fix tomorrow. So there we have it, you guys. I don't know if I redid this one a second time for an extra clamp, but yes. So there you guys see, it was 10 minutes for an application, both hands. I did a little talking while we did that as well, and we're ready to go. I am gonna do a black magic liner, just a little bit on my lash line here before I go out, just so that I know that it will match my upper lids and open my eyes even wider. And I'm ready to go. Loving lashes, guys. Don't forget, instant lashes, instant nails, instant liner. You're good to go. All right, have a great time, guys, and enjoy. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I'm here to help you. Signing off, Elena. Bye.